Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this evening's performance of A Christmas Carol, Calamity. And we'd also like to welcome all of you who are joining us online. Thank you so much for watching. We are so excited to perform for you this evening, to have the opportunity to perform even in the midst of such craziness as our world is seeing right now. So thank you for being here. Our students are super excited to perform. If anything goes wrong, just remember that was supposed to happen. All right. Without further ado, welcome to A Christmas Carol, Calamity.
Presents Captain Dark Knight, Secret Squadron, check in.
Chuck Ramsey, checking in.
Joyce Ryan, checking in.
I wanted to be Joyce.
You can be Jamie, her little sister.
Okay. Do I get to go missions too?
Of course.
Wait, where's Ivan? Wait, where's Jack? He's supposed to be Ivan.
He couldn't come today.
Oh, I can be Ivan?
No, Janie, he's a villain.
Oh, I don't want to be a bad guy.
Somebody has to be Ivan. Well, I was going to be Icky, but I guess I could be Ivan for today. I'm Ivan Shark, the meanest villain of all time. I'll get you, Captain Dark Knight, and then I'll rule the world! Never! Check it out! Always foil your plans.
We sure will. Won't we, Caroline?
You have to use my codename. Sky Eagle.
Sorry, Sky Eagle.
Okay, it's time to take the Secret Squadron pledge. Everyone raise your right hand and repeat after me. With full realization that death may be my lot.
With full realization that death may be my lot.
And while my life lasts.
And while my life lasts.
I pledge allegiance to the cause I have espoused.
I pledge allegiance to the
Wait, the cause I have housed? That doesn't make any sense.
No, espoused. It means married to. You know, like how your mom is your dad's spouse? That's not what it means. It means committed to, like sworn to. Like I said, married to. That's what marriage is. Duh.
Married to? That's silly.
It's like a cause you believe in, that you'll be faithful to.
Can we get back to the pledge?
Yes, let's see. To the cause I have espoused, I solemnly swear to save my country from the dire peril it faces.
I solemnly swear to save my country from the dire peril it faces.
Or perish in the attempt.
Or perish in the attempt.
And this oath I swear in the name of my country and the Secret Squadron.
And this oath I swear in the name of my country and the Secret Squadron.
Amen.
No, Jamie, it's not a prayer. Now, does everyone have their Secret Squadron decoders? I've got mine. Mine hasn't come yet.
I haven't got one.
Don't worry, Janie. I'll help you send off for it. Now, the secret code word is...
Hey, you kids, scram.
But it's a Secret Squadron meeting.
Fine, Secret Squadron. But you'll have to go outside.
Yeah, the radio people are coming and we have to set up and stuff.
But it's cold outside.
Yeah, and the playground's all covered with snow.
How about you meet in the hallway?
That could work.
Come on now.
All right. Hey, I've got an idea. Our mission could be to spy on the show, and only it's a political rally. And there's a secret meeting between Ivan Shark and Baron Von Cart. Yeah! Let's go!
What are you kids doing here?
Setting up for the show tonight.
Just look at the mess you're making. And who's gonna clean it up? Yours truly. And I suppose you want the furnace lit all evening?
Well, it is cold outside.
And who's gonna stoke the fire? Yours truly. What an awful fuss.
But it's Christmas. It's gonna be broadcast on the radio and everything.
Christmas?
A traveling theater troupe is coming all the way from Chicago.
Chicago? Bah!
We students are doing all the backstage stuff.
like setting up tables and taking tickets, and selling snacks.
Or singing, or reading a commercial, or playing an instrument. Stuff like that.
Selling snacks?
Well, yeah, like, what's a show without popcorn?
Popcorn?
Don't worry, we're gonna help clean up.
Help clean up? You can help clean up by not being it. All I ever do is clean up messes. Expect me to work all hours of the day and night. Kids cleaning? Ha!
What's wrong with him?
You know Nelson. I don't think he likes kids very much.
Too bad he works as a school janitor.
I heard that.
When are the radio people getting here? I can't wait to meet Marvin Mercury.
You mean Marvelous Marvin? His voice is so dreamy.
What about Halloween Jones? She's got her own morning show. Good morning. This is Halloween in the morning. The time is 9 a.m. and the temperature is 28 degrees.
Halloween Jones? What's the other one's name? Christmas? Is there an Easter Bunny too?
For your information, her real name is Halloween.
All right, all right.
I think it'd be fun to be named Halloween. It's so unusual.
It's definitely unusual.
So, why is her name Halloween? Wait, she's not a witch or something.
Homer, it's just a name. Her mother probably just liked it.
Oh, that makes sense.
Anyway, I can't wait to meet him.
Isn't it exciting? We're going to be on the radio.
Wait, what? I thought I was just showing people through their seats.
You are, Homer. But lots of kids are singing, or reading a commercial, or playing an instrument.
It's gonna be swell. Miss Edelman says it's a wonderful opportunity.
How now, fair friends, how fare thee?
What?
How now, Vincent?
How dost thou this wintry afternoon?
What cheer, my lord?
My thoughts turn to the doings of this day. The play's the thing, methinks. Perchance this eve will be my big break.
Are they speaking English?
No, it's a different language entirely. Shakespeare.
Oh, no wonder I could not understand that.
Yeah. Going to be the next Lionel Barrymore, are you?
One can always hope.
What's your big moment?
Mickey's malted milk mixer.
That's your big break, Mr. Shakespeare.
Thou shalt announce Mickey's malted milk mixture of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, better than all thy fellows.
Hello, everyone. Excited?
Yes, I did.
How's setup going, Adam?
Nearly done. We only have the concession stand left.
The concessions are already in the kitchen. We're just waiting on the stand.
Come on, fellas. Let's go take care of that.
Do we have any of those box carriers with the strap that goes over your shoulders so we can go out into the audience and sell the snacks?
Oh, Miss Edelman, we've got a great act for tonight's show.
Yes, can I show you?
Well, it's a little late for...
You're gonna love it.
Okay, come on. Okay. What'd you think? Great, right?
But, Philip, it was a mime act.
I know.
It's a scene where Scrooge sees himself dead.
Anita and I were the old halflings fighting over his possessions.
We were also the bed curtain. I was dead Scrooge. You could tell that, right?
And I was alive Scrooge because Lester wanted to be the ghost of Christmas future since he doesn't want any lines. Right, Lester?
Mm-hmm.
But it's radio. People can't see you on the radio.
The audience will see us.
But what about all the people listening in at home? There won't be anything for them to hear, just silence.
Shoot, I never thought of that.
They could play a song or something. Like Good King Wenceslas. No, it should be something melancholy. Like A Holy Night.
Well, perhaps, if the actors agree, you could perform that scene when they do that part. I'm not promising anything, mind you, because we don't know what they have planned.
Yeah, okay, come on guys, let's go practice.
Oh dear.
Good. Looks like everybody is here. Let's begin with... Oh, hello, Miss Edelman.
Hi, Sydney. Mr. Winter.
All ready for this evening's performance?
Just about. You wouldn't believe what the Mime Club... aren't you rehearsing?
Oh, yeah, see you later?
I'm here all day.
All right, ladies. Let's begin with O Come, O Come, Emmanuel. Oh, Claire, since you're here, do you mind helping with the sopranos?
Of course.
Thanks. Now, remember, soft and haunting to begin with. Here is your note.
Oh, come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel that mourns in lonely exile here. Until the Son of God appear. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to you, O Israel. Oh, come thou dayspring, come and cheer our spirits by thy advent here. Disperse the gloomy clouds of night, till death's dark shadow puts to flight. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to you, O Israel.
Good.
Now, let's begin, or move on.
Hello? Hello? Is anyone? Ah, there you are.
Can I help you?
I'm Clifton Williams, manager of WJAM.
Oh, pleased to meet you. Welcome to Franklin High School. I'm Claire Edelman, drama teacher.
Sydney went to the choir orchestra. So, do you need any help setting up?
No, thank you. The crew will take care of it.
Okay, well, if you need anything, please let Miss Edelman or myself know.
Thank you.
The students are very excited to be included in tonight's show, Mr. Williams.
Good, good.
That's Marvin Murphy. They're here. Look, it's Halloween Jones.
Ah, here we are. This is Marvin Murphy, Halloween Jones, and Elsie Brooks.
Afternoon.
Claire Edelman.
Sydney Winter, welcome to Franklin High.
Thank you. As soon as we finish setting up, we'll go over the show. Are any of you lovely ladies helping us perform tonight?
I am. Good. It's going to be fun. It's so nice to meet you, Miss Jones. And you, Miss Brooks. I'm Dora. And I'm Laverne. It's nice to meet you.
Because now I'm a dead blame secretary. Is there Clifton Williams here?
I am Clifton Williams.
Ah, yes. I just took a telephone call in the office. It's not my job to take telephone calls, but seeing as how there was no one else there to do it, I took it. Now, I say, I don't know what you people would do without me, but do I get any appreciation for it? No. If I weren't here...
You took a telephone call, Nelson?
Oh, yes. It was, Thomas Tidwell. Sissy name, if you ask me. His troupe has food poisoning. Apparently, someone forgot to put ice in the cooler. They will not be able to perform tonight.
What?
This is a joke, right?
Would I joke with you?
Oh, no, that is true.
We can't. They can't. But the tickets, we're sold out.
And we can't postpone the show. It's too late.
The kids were so excited, too.
No actors, no musicians.
What are we gonna do?
I'm fairly proficient at the piano.
Oh, that's true. So am I.
Oh, and Adam can play the violin when he's not on stage.
Good. Then Marvin, you, Elsie, and Halloween can read all the parts.
Oh,
and...
we can help, but there's no way we could do it all.
Especially if we're helping with the music.
But there are already actors here.
What do you mean?
You're students, Miss Edelman. Couldn't they do it?
Yes.
Well, I mean, they're terrific, but there's no time. We don't even have scripts.
Well, I'm sure we can find a copy of A Christmas Carol in the library. Besides, it's a well-known story. I know you can put it together, but...
You're right. And they do so want to perform. Actually, I think it's a brilliant idea. What do you think? Do you want to give it a try?
Yes!
More mess? Why can't they just stop making a mess everywhere? Hey, you kids, what are you doing here? In boots?
There's a lot of snow outside.
Snow? You take those boots off before you come in here.
Yes, Mr. Brown?
Sorry, Mr. Brown.
Snow! It'll be everywhere before the night's done. Now I need the mop. Stupid kids. Stupid messes.
All right, does everyone know the plan? I'll be planning with Baron Von Karp.
We're going to spy on Ivan so we can find out their plans.
Once we do that, we can foil them and save the world. You just watch out, Ivan Shark. Ha! I laugh in your face. Shut up, Ramsey.
Icky will be waiting at the airfield with the plane fired up and ready to go.
Wait, what am I supposed to do?
You're going to help Caroline.
What are you kids doing here?
We're going to spy on a secret meeting between Ivan Shark and Baron Von Karp.
What?
They're playing Captain Dark Knight, Miss Ailman. This is my little brother, Willie.
Hello, Willie. I didn't know you children were here.
We came with our older siblings.
Well, I'm afraid if you're going to stay in here, you'll have to be very quiet. We need to rehearse. Otherwise, you'll have to go outside.
Sure thing, Miss Edelman. We'll be real quiet. Come on, guys, let's go.
Did you get the paper and pencils?
Got it, Miss Edelman.
I'll be the scribe. Wonderful. We'll need as many scripts as we can get, so we should find a few more people to help.
I can do it. I'm not as fast as Minnie, but I can copy each page after she's written it.
Yes! It could be like an assembly line.
Yes, that's great.
I need that, and I can help too.
I'm learning shorthand. In shorthand, I'm even faster than Minnie. Do you want me to write that?
Wait, that wouldn't work, because none of us can read shorthand.
Oh, yeah. No, but you can certainly help copy the scripts longhand. Dora, did you get the book?
Unfortunately, the freshman English class has checked out all copies of A Christmas Carol from the library.
Oh, no.
But don't worry. I practically know it by heart. The script will be a cinch.
Well, that's good. Okay, before we start, let's see what you all remember of the story.
Bah! Humbug!
Yes, that's part of it. What else?
Ebenezer is a mean old miser.
Oh, and Bob Cratchit works for him. He has a bunch of kids, and Tiny Tim is really, really sick.
Wait, what Ms.
I, sir?
Am I supposed to be writing all this down? Who's saying what? Marley was dead as a doornail. First, the ghost of Jacob Marley visits Scrooge and tells
Scrooge
him
wasn't just
that
stingy, he
three
was
spirits will
mean.
visit him to teach him
He
how to
had
be
no
a fool.
compassion, and all he
But,
cared
of
about was
course,
money.
he doesn't
All I
like
remember is that he
Views
said
on
bah
the chase
humbug
I
a lot.
fought in life. Yours with his long 7 years hence. Mankind
Well, there's
was mine.
reading, and then there's reading.
Fools that know me better.
Scrooge dies! Well, he's not really dead. He just sees what his future death will be.
Okay, quiet! I think we should start the other way. Dora, you go with Minnie and work on the script. I'll start assigning parts.
Good idea. Phew.
Now, I'll start with the major roles and move on to the smaller ones. Most of you will have more than one role.
Wait, what? I thought I was just showing people to their seats.
Miss Edelman, I don't want any lines. Can I be the ghost of Christmas yet to come?
Well, as it's radio, Lester, there really isn't a ghost of Christmas yet to come. I mean, I guess you could act it out, but how about sound effects?
There's sound effects?
Yes, with radio, you have sound effects to help people see what's happening.
Ooh, can I be sound effects too?
Yes, it's good to have more than one person doing sound effects. Oh, and we'll need a group of carolers. And we'll need someone to be Tiny Tim. Oh dear, we have more parts than people.
The little kids could help.
What?
My little brother and the others.
I like it. Willie?
Yes, Miss Edelman.
Could you kids come here for a minute? How would you kids like to be part of the show?
You mean the radio show? Yes, ma'am. Swell. We're going to be in the show.
Miss Edelman, we could do the mime part.
Yeah. Yes, that's great.
Yeah. Oh my God.
You guys have to do it without me. I want sound effects.
Lester? Vincent? Sorry. I know you'd like to be a Shakespearean actor, but how do you feel about Scrooge?
What? Madam, I shall endeavor to acquit myself adequately. Thank you.
You're a big break.
Adam, let's have you play Bob Cratchit. Let's see. Dora, Mrs. Cratchit, and Lucy...
We made it! We're here!
What? Who are you?
Thomas Tidwell, Thomas Tidwell's traveling theater troupe. Mrs. Dolores Palmer.
But I thought you had food poisoning.
We do. That's why there's only Dolores and me. The rest were too sick, but we brought scripts. The show must go on. It's Dolores.
Right. The show must go on. I'm gonna need a bathroom. Right away. Better make it quick.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will have a quick intermission while we set up for the radio portion of our show. So you have 5 minutes to take care of whatever you need to take care of, and we'll see you back here in a few minutes.
5 minutes, Mr. Murphy, 5 minutes.
5 minutes to air! 5 minutes to air! I've had the janitor bring a bucket into the green room, Miss Palmer, just in case.
Thank you. We're fine, Miss Edelman. Just fine.
We better make it 2 buckets.
Someone said you needed a bucket? What on earth do you want with that bucket?
Miss Palmer and Mr. Tidwell are not feeling well, and we'll need a second one.
Not feeling well. You mean they're... Oh, no, no, no!
Would you just bring a second bucket, please?
Working all night, snow on the floors, and now buckets of sick? What's next? Oh, I'm gonna need an aspirin.
3 minutes, Mr. Murphy, 3 minutes.
Quiet, everyone. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to WJAM's Cedar Rapids live Christmas fundraising broadcast. We're so glad you braved the weather and made it here safely tonight. We think you'll be glad you did when you see our wonderful show. Our local students have been busily preparing the auditorium, taking tickets and showing you to your seats. In addition to musical numbers and various other holiday amusements, tonight's broadcast culminates in a presentation of Charles Dickens's wonderful holiday classic, A Christmas Carol. However, due to unforeseen circumstances, most of Thomas Tidwell's traveling theater troupe are unable to perform tonight, so the wonderful and talented students of Franklin High will be filling in. Let's hear it for the students of Franklin High.
One minute.
As you just heard, we'll be going live in 1 minute, and all of you have a part to play in tonight's special broadcast. This broadcast will be aired live to the Cedar Rapids Waterloo area, and your reactions as you watch will help tell the story to our radio listeners. When you see this sign, please applaud. And during the show, feel free to laugh, cry, or cheer as the spirit moves.
We're live in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. WJAM Cedar Rapids is proud to present A Radio Christmas 1942. Tonight's live broadcast is sponsored by Mickey's Malted Milk Mixer.
Hello, kids. Are you tired of the same milk day after day? Do you want stronger muscles, bones, and teeth, and more energy every day? Then you need Mickey's Malted Milk Mixer. Mickey's makes milk magnificent.
Mickey's Malted Milk Mixer. We've never been prouder of our malted powder. The perfect taste of home. With vitamins A, B, C, calcium, barley, and wheat. Health is on its way. Try it today.
A Cedar Rapids original.
Now available in more flavors than ever, including chocolate-covered cherry, super strawberry, minty malt, pomegranate, pumpkin, apple cinnamon, and vanilla. Malt. Milk. Mickey's. Health is on its way with Mickey's Malted Milk Mixer today.
This is Marvin Murphy broadcasting live tonight from the Franklin High School Auditorium here in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Joining me this evening is the host of Halloween Every Day, Miss Halloween Jones.
Good evening, Marvin.
Now, Miss Jones, many of our listeners would like to know how you came by such an unusual name.
Yes, I get that a lot. My mother wanted to give me a name that would stand out among all the other Joneses in the world. And I was born on Halloween, so the rest, as they say, is history. For better or for worse, nobody ever forgets my name.
I'm sure they don't. Also joining us tonight is our newest member of the WJAM team, Elsie Brooks. Welcome, Elsie.
Thank you, Marvin. It's great to be here. We'd also like to welcome the members of our studio audience. We're honored to be here with you tonight, raising money for our local USO.
You said it, Halloween. The USO is our servicemen's home away from home, and we are proud to support it. 100% of the proceeds from this night's performance will go to help the Herald, Iowa USO purchase a dance floor for those war-weary soldiers to enjoy.
And maybe some of those boys will be seeing you two on that dance floor one day soon.
You never know, Marvin.
We all have to do our civic duty.
All in the name of patriotism, of course.
Of course.
Are you girls ready for Christmas? Going to hang up your stockings?
Well, actually, stockings are in such short supply that this year we're going to hang up our toys and hope that Santa Claus will fill them with stockings.
That sounds like a plan. And here come the Franklin High Quartet singing Jingle Bells. Whatever you get, it's got to be better than the gift Halloween gave me last year.
What was wrong with my gift?
Nothing. Everyone wants a giant paperweight. Too bad it was so heavy I couldn't lift it.
I was gonna get him muscles, but I couldn't find any.
Ha. Ha. Ha.
But what should I do?
Hey, Elsie, that's a cinch. You get everyone on your list, war bonds, or stamps. Listen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've built thousands of ships since December 7th, 1941, and so many thousands of planes, they'll never know what hit them when we turn on the heat. But it takes a lot of dough to turn out these weapons of attack. What are you doing about that? Is your money helping to build and fight these planes? Is your money helping to land Marines? Is your money firing these guns? War bonds make wonderful Christmas gifts. You can buy them almost anywhere, and they make a gift your friends will remember and your enemies can't forget.
That's a swell idea, Halloween. Now the Christmas bells can ring anytime they're ready.
And I expect they're ready now. Listen. Did you notice how naturally the conversation flowed in that direction?
Well, it's always good to have a reminder of how important bonds are to winning this war.
And speaking of winning the war, our men and women in the armed services have been doing everything to help those in need around the world this Christmas season.
That's right, Marvin. In London, the beef eaters may have become spam eaters, but no one has seen Scrooge about. Our men have been giving parties for the British children. They've made toys of objects in wood and metal. Big tough sergeants have played Santa Claus. Thousands of British children, especially the orphans and the poor, have had a special Christmas. thanks to the Americans.
This year, they have certainly maintained the American tradition of good-natured generosity. But tonight's story is about a man who is a complete stranger to American generosity.
That's because it's set in London.
Marvin!
Well, it is set in London.
No more from you.
That's right. It's time for another song for our Franklin High students.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in singing O Come All Ye Faithful.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, and enjoy tonight's special presentation of Charles Dickens's A Christmas Carol.
Oh, come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel.
Marley was dead to begin with. There was no doubt whatever about that. The register of his burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker, and the chief mourner. Old Marley was as dead as a doornail.
This must be distinctly understood, or nothing can come from this story.
Scrooge and Marley were partners for I don't know how many years, and Scrooge was his sole executor, sole administrator, and sole friend and mourner.
Oh, but he was a tight-fisted hand at the grindstone, was Scrooge.
A squeezing, wrenching,
grasping, scraping,
Clutching, covetous old sinner.
and once upon a time, on Christmas Eve,
But rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing
Old
you
Scrooge sat busy in his counting house.
Remember
a grim and cheerless place if ever there was one. The door of Scrooge's counting house was open, that he might keep his eye on his clerk, Bob Cratchit, who sat in a cold and dismal little cell beyond, copying letters.
Scrooge had a very small flat, but the clerk's flat was so very much smaller that it looked like one coal, but he couldn't replenish it. Scrooge kept the coal box in his arm, and as soon as the clerk came in with the shovel,
Bob Cratchit, you'll ruin me in coals.
Ruin you? I've been trying to warm myself by the candle for the last half hour. But not being a man of strong imagination, I failed.
Bah! Get back to your letters.
This reminder of your account owing. Comfort and joy, oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Bob Cratchit?
Yes, sir.
Stop that infernal caterwauling.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Must pay at your earliest.
Those idiotic Christmas carols at my very door. Go on! Get away from my door! Go somewhere else and peddle your blasted carols.
But it's an old custom at Christmas time.
I don't want any of your old customs. Take your fellow fools and go away.
Yes, sir.
Christmas.
Sorry, sir. Merry Christmas.
Bah!
But no sooner had Scrooge shut the door than it opened again.
Merry Christmas, Uncle. Merry Christmas, Bob.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Fred.
Bah! Humbug.
Christmas, a humbug, Uncle. Now, I'm sure you don't mean that.
I mean just that. Exactly that. Merry Christmas. What right have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
Well, what right have you to be dismal? You're rich enough.
Ah.
Now, Uncle, don't be cross.
What else can I be when I live in such a world of fools as this? Merry Christmas! Out upon Merry Christmas! What's Christmas to you but a time for paying bills without money? Merry Christmas! A time for finding yourself a year older, but not now richer. If I could work my will, every idiot who goes about with Merry Christmas on his lips would be boiled in his own pudding, buried with a stick of holly through his heart.
Uncle!
Now,
No, nephew. Keep Christmas in your own way and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it, but you don't keep it, Uncle.
Well, let me leave it alone then. What do you want? A Christmas gift, I've no doubt.
I came to wish you a Merry Christmas, Uncle.
A Merry Christmas? Much good may Christmas do you? Ha! Much good has it ever done you?
There are many things from which I derive good, by which I have not profited, Uncle. But Christmas time is a good time, a kind, forgiving, charitable time. And therefore, Uncle, though it has never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe it has done me good, and will do me good. And I say, God bless it.
God bless Christmas. Hurrah!
Cratchit!
Sorry, sir. I was just, warming my hands.
Let me hear another word out of you, and you'll keep your Christmas by losing your situation.
Don't be angry, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow.
I will not.
I want nothing from you. I ask nothing of you.
Good afternoon.
Why can't... I'm sorry I can't change your mind. Nevertheless, a Merry Christmas to you, Uncle.
Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year, too.
Bah humbug.
And a Merry Christmas to you, Bob. And the missus, and to Tiny Tim.
Yes, Merry Christmas to you, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
A good day.
The door again. See who it is.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Have we the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Oh,
We should like to see the head of the firm, if we may.
Mr. Scrooge, a gentleman to see you.
What is it?
Have we the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Aha! Marley's been dead these 7 years tonight. I'm Scrooge.
We have no doubt his liberality is well represented in his partner.
Mr. Scrooge, at this season of the year, it's only fitting that we who are more fortunate should raise a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth. You may not believe it, sir, but many thousands are now in want of common necessities.
Hundreds of thousands are in want of the simplest comforts.
Are there no prisons?
Well, there are plenty of prisons, sir.
And the workhouses? They're still in operation, I trust.
I wish I could say they are not, but they are, sir.
The treadmill and the poor law are in full vigor then?
Both very busy, sir.
Ah, I'm glad to hear that. I was afraid from what you said at first that something had occurred to stop them in their useful course.
No, sir, but they scarcely furnish Christian cheer of mind or body to the multitude poor. For this reason, a few of us are endeavoring to raise a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth, as is our especial Christian duty at this time of year.
What shall we put you down for?
Nothing.
I see you wish to be anonymous, sir.
I wish to be left alone. I don't make merry myself at Christmas time, and I can't afford to help make a lot of idle people merry. I help to support the establishments that take care of the poor. Let those who are badly off go there.
Many can't go there, sir, and many would rather die.
My advice to them is to do so and decrease the surplus population. Besides, I've only your word for it that all this is so.
It's the truth, Mr. Scrooge.
Well, so be it then. It's not my business. It's enough for a man to understand his own business. Mine takes all my time and attention. Good afternoon, sir.
We quite understand, Mr. Scrooge. Good afternoon.
Cratchit, show these philanthropists out.
Yes, sir. This way, please. I couldn't help overhearing. I should like to contribute tuppence.
Cratchit!
Yes, sir. I'm sorry I can't afford more.
How generous.
I wish your employer was likewise.
Cratchit!
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Cratchit!
Yes, sir.
Close the door.
Yes, sir.
I suppose you'll want the entire day tomorrow.
If it's quite convenient, sir.
If it's quite convenient, it's not convenient. And it's not fair either. I'm sure if I was to stop half a crown of your wages, you'd think yourself very ill-used.
Well, sir,
But you don't think me ill. Youth. When I pay a day's wages for no work.
It's only once a year, sir.
Once a year. Once a year indeed. A fine excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. Well, make sure you're here all the earlier the next morning.
Oh, I will, sir. I will indeed. Good night, sir, and Merry Christmas.
Bah!
Merry Christmas.
Humbug!
The office was closed in a twinkling, and Bob Cratchit, the long ends of his white comforter dangling below his waist, for he had no greatcoat, went down a snow slide on Corntown 20 times
Whee!
in honor of its being Christmas Eve, and then ran home to Camden Town as hard as he could pelt to play with his family at Blind Man's Bluff.
Scrooge, on the other hand, took his melancholy dinner in his usual melancholy tavern. He spent the rest of the evening with his newspaper and his banker's book.
When he tired of this, he went to his dismal house, which had previously belonged to his dead partner, Jacob Marley.
Darkness is cheap, and Scrooge liked it. The yard was so dark that even Scrooge, who knew its every stone, had to grope with his hands through the fog and the frost to find the door.
But when, as Scrooge put his key in the lock, he looked at the door knocker, he saw not a knocker, but Marley's face.
Marley's face, not in impenetrable shadow as the other objects in the yard were, but glowing with a dismal light about it, like a bad lobster in a dark cellar.
It was not angry or ferocious, but looked as Marley used to look, with ghostly spectacles turned up on its ghostly forehead, except the eyes were vacant, giving the face a horrible aspect. A horrible aspect.
It was an understatement to say that Scrooge was startled, even alarmed, but as he stared fixedly at the phenomenon, it became a knocker again.
Who? Marley. What? Oh.
He did pause before he shut the door, and he did look cautiously behind it, as if expecting to be terrified with the sight of the back of Marley's head sticking out into the hall.
But there was nothing on the back of the door, so he said,
It says poo. I said poo on the radio.
and closed it with a bang. With a bang.
After shaking his head as if to clear it, Scrooge walked through his rooms to see that all was right. Nobody under the table, nobody under the sofa, nobody under the bed, nobody in the closet. Then he shut his bedroom door and locked it. Double locked it, just to be sure. And put on his dressing gown, his slippers, and his nightcap, and sat down before the fire to take his bedtime gruel.
Oh, I thought I saw. Bah, humbug. Humbug.
As he threw his head back in the chair, his glance happened to rest upon a bell, a disused bell that hung in the room and communicated for some purpose now forgotten with a chamber in the highest story of the building.
It was with great astonishment and inexplicable dread that he saw this bell begin to swing. It swung so softly in the outset that it scarcely made a sound, but it soon rang out loudly, and so did every bell in the house.
The bells ceased, as they had begun together. They were succeeded by a clanking noise, as if some person were dragging a heavy chain over the floor.
Whoa, what's that sound? It sounds...
Ebenezer Scrooge! Ebenezer Scrooge!
Who's there? What do you want with me?
I want much of you, Ebenezer.
Who are you?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
Jacob Marley? But you died. You died 7 years ago.
7 years ago, this very night.
There's a really long line coming up.
Don't you believe in me?
I do not.
No.
You doubt your senses, Ebenezer?
Yes, because a little thing affects them. A slight disorder of the stomach makes them cheat. You can't be a ghost. You may be an undigested bit of beef or a blot of mustard or a fragment of underdone potato. There may be more gravy than grave about you. Whatever you are. Humbug, I tell you. Humbug.
Mercy, dreadful apparition! I do believe in you, but why? Why do you walk the earth, Jacob? Why do you trouble me? It is required of every man that the spirit within him should walk abroad among his fellow men. And if that spirit goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death. It is doomed to wander through the world and to witness what it cannot share, but might have shared, and turn to happiness. But tell me...
But tell me, Jacob, what is that chain you wear?
I wear the chain I forged in life. I made it link by link, yard by my own free will. Is its pattern strange to you, Ebenezer?
Cash boxes, keys, and padlocks? Ledgers?
Yours was as heavy and as long as this. 7 years ago. You have labored on it since, Ebenezer.
Speak comfort to me, Jacob.
I have none to give, Ebenezer Scrooge, nor can I tell you what I would. I cannot rest, I cannot stay, I cannot linger. In life, my spirit never walked beyond our counting house, never beyond the narrow limits of our money-changing hole. And now weary journeys lie before me.
Is 7 years dead and traveling all the time?
7 years of remorse, Ebenezer!
You travel fast.
On wings of the wind!
You might have covered a great quantity of ground in 7 years.
Ah! Oh, captive, bound and double bound, not to know that no space of regret can make amends for one's life opportunities yet misused. Yet such was I, oh, such was I.
But you were always a good man of business, Jacob.
Business? Mankind was my business. Charity, mercy, benevolence, they were all my business. The dealings of my trade were but a drop of water in the comprehensive ocean of my business.
Now don't take on so, Jacob.
Hear me, Ebenezer! My time grows short.
I hear you, Jacob. But don't be so hard on me.
You have yet a chance and a hope of escaping my fate. Do you hear that, Ebenezer?
Yes, Jacob! Yes! You always were a good friend to me, Jacob, but go on. Go on. How shall I escape? I'm afraid, Jacob.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Is that the only chance and hope, Jacob?
It is your only chance and hope.
Well then, I think I'd rather not.
Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Expect the first tomorrow when the bell tolls 1.
Couldn't I take them all at once and have it over, Jacob?
For your own sake, Ebenezer, see that you remember what has passed between us. Remember, when the bell tolls 1, look for the first spirit.
Marley, wait.
Remember me.
Jacob Marley, where are you going?
Remember me, Ebenezer.
Wait.
We will return to our story in a moment, but first, a word from our sponsors.
And then he leaned in to kiss me, and I saw this thing hanging out of his nose.
Oh, you poor dear. He needs Nasal Navy's nose brush.
Nasal Navy's nifty nose brush cleans your nasal cavities. No picking, blowing, wiping, just one swipe with Nasal Navy's.
Don't mean to be nosy, but what are you using to clean your nosy?
Nobody knows what my nosy needs.
Nasal Navy knows.
Nasal Navy's nifty nose brush cleans your nosy needs a cleaning. If you really get our meaning, unless Nasal Navy's nose brush.
Nasal Navy nose brushes cleans your nose gently yet thoroughly, removing allergens, pathogens, and mucus, so you can breathe easier and stay healthier.
And no more unsightly hangers-on.
So enlist in the Navy, the Nasal Navy. Brush not shown to skim. And now, welcome back to A Christmas Carol.
Ebenezer Scrooge.
Ah, what's that?
Ebenezer Scrooge, I have come for you.
What? What are you?
I am the spirit, I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
But what do you want of me? What brings you here to haunt me?
Your welfare, Ebenezer Scrooge. Rise and walk with me.
Oh, no. Not out of the window. I can't do that. I'll fall. I'm not a spirit. I'm mortal, and I'll fall.
Bear but a touch of my hand before in your heart, and you shall be upheld in more than this. Come, follow me.
Where are we? What's become of the city? There's snow upon the ground. Where are we?
These are the shadows of the things that have been. You recognize this countryside?
I was a boy here. I know every inch of it, every rock, every tree.
And that bleak building over there?
Yes, I went to school in that horrible place.
Come, let us go closer. Look through the window into that cold, barren room. What do you see, Ebenezer Scrooge?
I see a boy.
A solitary child, neglected by his family, alone.
Yes.
Remember Christ
I know
our
that boy.
Savior was born
I was so lonely.
Christmas
Poor boy.
Day
Your lip
to
is trembling,
save us
Scrooge.
all
And
from
what is that on your
Satan's
cheek?
power.
It's nothing.
For
A
we
pimple.
have gone
What's the
astray.
matter?
Nothing.
Something.
Tidings of
Waifs came to my door singing
comfort
Christmas
and
carols
joy,
last night, and there was a
comfort
boy like
and
that among them.
joy.
I should like to have
Tidings of
given him something, that's all.
comfort and joy.
Is that all? Come, Ebenezer Scrooge. Let us see another Christmas.
I am older now. And there's little Fan, my sister. Fan!
These are the shadows of the things that have been. They have no consciousness of us.
Dear brother, I'm so happy to see you. I've come to bring you home, Ebenezer. Home, home, home.
To take me home?
Yes, home for good and all, forever and ever.
But, Father...
Father is so much kinder than he used to be that a home's like heaven now. And he says you're never to come back here.
Never?
And we're to be together all the Christmas long. Oh, how I've missed you, brother.
You're quite the woman, little Fan.
Always a delicate creature, whom a breath might have withered, but she had a large heart.
So she had, Spirit. And the best.
She died young, I think, and had a child?
My nephew, Fred.
Yes. Come, there's more to see. Do you know this place, Ebenezer?
Know it. Know it. This is the counting house where I was apprenticed. It's my old master. Bless his heart, old Fezziwig. My master. Alive again and hosting one of his Christmas parties.
Pick your partners.
Listen to him.
Corkscrew, thread the needle, and back to your places.
Ha! And there's Dick Wilkins. Dear, dear, dear. Yes, and look, there's Mrs. Fezziwig herself, looking younger than any of them. And the tables all loaded with roasts and cider, mince pie and ale. Oh, what a jolly time we used to have.
That carefree young man with a light heart and happy spirit. Do you recognize him?
Yes, yes, yes. Merciful heavens. I was happy then.
A small matter for old Fezziwig to make those silly folks so full of joy.
Small matter? Small indeed.
Isn't it? He has spent only a few pounds. Is that so much that he deserves praise?
Come, it's not that, Spirit. Old Fezziwig has the power to make us happy or unhappy, to make our service light or heavy. His power lies in words and looks and in things so tiny that it's impossible to count him up. The happiness he gives is quite as great as if it costs
what is the matter?
Nothing at all, Spirit.
Something, I think.
No.
Speak.
Well, only it's just that I should like to be able to say a word or two to my nephew, my clerk, Bob Cratchit. That's all.
My time grows short, and we have yet another journey to make.
Where now?
Come. This is our last visit to the past, Ebenezer. Here, in this little room, with a fair young girl by your side. Do you recognize yourself, Ebenezer?
Oh, no. Spare me this.
You're older now. A man in the prime of his life. Your face has begun to wear the signs of care and avarice. Your eyes are greedy, the eager, restless eyes of a miser.
No, please.
She knows it too. That girl by your side, there are tears in her eyes.
It matters little to you. Very little. I know that now. Another idol has displaced me.
What idol has displaced you?
A golden one. I have seen your nobler aspirations fall off one by one until the master passion gain engrosses all.
Belle!
In words, no, never. Our contract is an old one, made when we were both poor.
Was it better then? Better to be poor?
Better at least to be happy. You were changed. You were another man then.
I was a boy. You blame me because I've grown wiser? Have I ever tried to break our engagement?
Not outwardly, no.
In what then?
In a changed nature, in an altered spirit, in everything that made my love for you of any value in your sight, in everything that promised so much happiness when we were one in heart, is fraught in misery now that we are two. So, I release you from your promise.
Belle!
Oh, at first it may cause you pain, a very brief pain, but soon it will be dim, like a half-remembered dream, an unprofitable dream, and you will be glad to be awake from such a dream. May you be happy in the life you have chosen, Ebenezer, for the love of whom you once loved.
Enough, Spirit. Show me no more. Take me home.
These are the things that have been, the choices you have made.
No, no, Ma. Why do you delight to torture me?
One more shadow. Come.
Scrooge found himself in a modest room, not very large or handsome, yet full of comfort, with a fire. Beside the fire, a woman, an older version of the woman he had lately left, and across from her a girl, very like her mother, with other children playing on the floor.
I think I hear your father coming, children.
Hi ho, Merry Christmas!
Father! Welcome home, Father.
What do you have for us? Merry Christmas, Father.
A sketchbook and pencils? Oh, Father. Thank you for the dolly.
A pop gun. Hooray! The magnifying glass I've been wanting. Thanks, Father. Thank you.
You're welcome, my children.
Come on, let's go play. I'm going to draw. Hey, don't shoot my baby.
Merry Christmas, Belle.
Merry Christmas, my love.
I saw an old friend of yours this afternoon.
Oh, who was it?
Guess.
How can I? I don't know. Oh, wait, was it Mr.
Mr. Scrooge. I passed his office window, and as it was not shut up, I could scarcely help seeing him. His partner lies upon the point of death, I hear, and there he sat alone.
Spirit, remove me from this place.
I told you, these were the shadows of the things that have been. Do not blame me for what they are.
Spirit, cannot bear it. Take me. Oh, haunt me no more. Take me back. Take me back.
Oh, no!
Is he dead?
No, he's fine.
And now a word from our sponsor. And now a word from our sponsor.
Yeah. Looking for last-minute gifts, Elsie? What? Oh, yes. Well, here in Cedar Rapids, you can't go wrong with Symphony's department store, where fashion is our forte.
Oh, you're so right. Symphony's is one of my favorite places to shop. They have everything a girl could need.
Fashion is our forte here at Symphony's department store. Floors and floors of merchandise, so tell us what you're looking for. Flutes for your hips or gloss for your lips. Finding what you need is no trouble. Come on down to Symphony's department store. Find your perfect harmony.
You are listening to WJAM Cedar Rapids Christmas Theater, presenting Charles Dickens's A Christmas Carol, starring Thomas Tidwell's traveling theater troupe and the students of Franklin High. And now, back to our story.
Oh, come thou rod of Jesse, free thine own from Satan's tyranny. On the stroke of one, Scrooge awakened suddenly and sat bolt upright in bed.
You remembered the words of Marley's ghost and wondered from which direction the second specter would appear. At that moment, nothing between a baby and a rhinoceros would have astonished him very much. Who wrote this script?
Now, being prepared for almost anything, he was not by any means prepared for nothing, and consequently, when no shape appeared, he was taken with a violent fit of trembling.
5 minutes, 10 minutes, a quarter of an hour went by, yet nothing came.
Then, as he sat in his bed, he became aware gradually of a great blaze of ruddy light, which seemed to shine upon him from the adjoining room.
He got up softly and shuffled in his slippers to the door.
His own sitting room had undergone a surprising transformation. The walls and ceiling were so hung with living green that it looked a perfect grove. from every part of which bright gleaming berries glistened, and such a mighty blaze went roaring up the chimney as had never been known in Scrooge's time, or for many and many a winter season gone.
Heaped up on the floor to form a kind of throne, were turkeys, geese, game, poultry, great joints of meat, suckling pigs, long wreaths of sausage, mince pies, plum puddings, barrels of oyster, red-hot chestnuts, and seething bowls of punch that made the chamber dim with their delicious steam.
In easy state upon this couch, there sat a jolly giant, glorious to see, who bore a glowing torch, and held it high to shed its light on Scrooge as he came peeping round the door.
Here, take this.
No.
You have to. There's no one else here. It's just like mine, only it's sound.
In easy state upon this couch, there sat a jolly giant.
Come in, and know me better, man.
Who?
I am the ghost of Christmas present.
You're different from the other spirits. You're taller. Almost a giant. And that great torch you carry.
Its light pours on the homes of rich and poor alike.
Spirit, take me where you will. Last time I went against my will, and learn a lesson which is working now. If you have anything to teach me, let me profit by it.
Touch my robe, Ebenezer Scrooge. Touch my robe.
God rest ye merry gentlemen.
Where have you brought me, Spirit?
Nothing
A humble dwelling in a humble street.
It's humble enough.
Yet there is happiness there.
To save us all from Satan's power when we were gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Who are these people? Who's that woman and the children?
These are the family of your clerk, Bob Cratchit, his wife, dressed in a twice-turned gown, but brave in ribbons, lays the table for their Christmas dinner. And there, assisting her, is her daughter, Belinda.
Put them on the table, please, Belinda.
Yes, Mother.
And the young man with the fork and the stuffing.
Now, Peter, get your hand out of there.
Sorry, Mom.
That's Master Peter Cratchit. And the two little Cratchits are John and Charlotte.
What are we going to eat, Mother?
Potatoes!
Listen.
Here's Martha, Mother. Peter, John, and Charlotte, Belinda.
Merry Christmas.
Martha, you're here! Oh, we missed you.
Why, bless your heart alive, Martha, my dear. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas, Mother.
How late you are, my dear.
Oh, we had a great deal of work to finish up last night, and we had to clear away this morning.
Well, never mind. So long as you're here now. Sit you down before the fire and have a warm. Lord bless you.
Where's Father?
He's been to church with Tiny Tim. They'll be along directly.
And how is Tiny Tim, Mother? Any better at all?
Sometimes I think he is, and sometimes I think...
Mother, you mustn't even think of such a thing. Father!
Here they are.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Martha, welcome, my dear.
Merry Christmas, Father, and Tim.
Merry Christmas, Martha.
Oh, Tim, you darling. Father, I'm so glad to be home. I've missed you all so.
And we're so glad to have you, Martha.
And how did little Tim behave in church, Bob?
Oh, as good as gold and better.
I like church, Mother. Oh, they sing the nicest songs. I hope people saw me there.
Saw you there? And why, Tim?
Well, don't you see? Because I'm lame. And if they saw my crutch, it might be pleasant for them to remember who made lame walk and blind man see.
Oh, bless you, my son.
Are we ready to eat?
Yes.
I'm starving.
Yes, children, we're all ready. Take your places and wait for the blessing. But it's the most beautiful Christmas gifts ever.
My stomach's growling.
It smells heavenly. No, hush now, or you'll never get to eat it.
Father in heaven, thank you for providing this beautiful Christmas dinner and for allowing us to all be together on Christmas Day to remember the birth of your Son. Amen.
Amen. Wait your turn. There's plenty. Stuffing and dressing and pumpkin for all of you. Martha, help Tiny Tim, will you?
Yes, Mother.
See that he eats plenty. He must get tall and well. Now sit down. Sit down, everyone.
Now then, my dear, Mrs. Cratchit, this is the beautifulest goose in all of Christendom. A Merry Christmas to us all, and God bless us.
God bless us, everyone.
Spirits, tell me if Tiny Tim will live.
I see. I see a vacant seat in the poor chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner, carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, Ebenezer, the child will die before another year has passed.
Oh, no! 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 Kind Spirit, say he'll be spared.
What then?
If he be like to die, then he had better do it and reduce the surplus population, don't you think?
Oh, hot.
And now to Mr. Scrooge.
Mr. Scrooge?
Mr. Scrooge? Did I say Mr. Scrooge?
A toast to Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
The founder of the feast, indeed. Who pays you all of 15 shillings a week? I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast on, and I'd hope he'd have a good appetite for it. Founder of the feast.
Oh, my dear, the children. Christmas Day.
Well, it should be Christmas Day. I'm sure on which one drinks the health of such an odious, stingy, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge. You know he is, Bob. Nobody knows it better than you. Poor fellow.
My dear, Christmas Day.
I'll drink to his health for your sake. And the day's, not for his. Long life to him. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. He'll be very merry and very happy. I have no doubt. God bless him too, Mother, and everyone. You're right, my little love.
To Mr. Scrooge,
the founder of the feast.
Now, who's ready for Christmas pudding?
Oh, I am.
I'll take some of that.
I want to have 2 pieces.
Come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord.
They were not a handsome family, these Cratchits. They were not well dressed. Their shoes were far from being waterproof. Their clothes were scanty and had known very likely the insides of a pawnbroker's.
But they were happy, grateful, pleased with one another, and contented.
When at last they faded, Scrooge had his eye upon them, and especially on Tiny Tim, until the last.
Many calls Scrooge made that night with the ghost of Christmas present. Much they saw and far they went, and many places they visited, and everywhere they went, the Spirit left his blessing.
It was strange that while Scrooge remained unaltered in his outward form, the ghost grew older, clearly older. It was a great surprise to Scrooge, while listening to the moaning of the wind and contemplating what a solemn thing it was to move through the darkness over an unknown abyss, to hear a hearty laugh.
It was an even greater surprise to recognize it as his own nephew's laugh, and to find himself in a bright, dry, gleaming room and looking at that same nephew.
He said that Christmas was a humbug, as I live and breathe.
More shame on him, Fred.
He's a bad-tempered old fellow, that's the truth. and not so pleasant as he should be. However, his offenses carry their own punishment, and I have nothing to say against him.
But he is very rich, isn't he?
What of that, my dear? His wealth is of no use to him. He does no good with it. He doesn't make himself comfortable with it, and he hasn't the satisfaction of thinking that he is ever going to benefit us with it.
Or anyone else. I have no patience for him.
I'm sorry for him. Who suffers by his ill whims? Himself. Here, he takes it into his head to dislike us, and won't come to dine with us. And what's the consequence?
He loses a very good dinner.
Indeed. Nevertheless, I mean to give him the same chance every year, whether he likes it or not. My mother was extremely fond of him, you know. Now, let's have a game, shall we?
Yes, let's. First, Blind Man's Bluff, and then forfeits. And of course, Topper can recite for us. He can play some music and... Yeah.
Come! But here's a new game. Oh, what fun they are having.
My life upon this globe is very brief, Ebenezer. It ends tonight.
Tonight?
Tonight at midnight. Hark, the hour has come.
Oh, no. Not yet. Not yet. There are still more things I wish to learn.
These you will learn from yet another spirit, Ebenezer. Another spirit.
Scrooge looked about him for the ghost. It had vanished, and he found himself once more in his bed, in his dressing gown and his nightcap on his head.
He heard the clock strike, and then he remembered the prediction of old Jacob Marley, and lifting up his eyes, beheld the third spirit.
A solemn phantom, shrouded in black, draped and hooded, coming toward him slowly and silently, like a mist along the ground.
I know you. You are the ghost of Christmas yet to come. You'll show me the shadows of things that have not yet happened, what will happen in the time before us. Answer me, spirit, ghost of the future. I fear you more than any specter I've seen, yet I know your purpose is to do me good. And as I hope to live to be another man from what I was, lead on. Lead on! The night's waning fast and time's precious. Spirit.
Lay the little tiny child, bye bye, luli, the little tiny child, bye bye, luli.
Why have you brought me here again? Here to Bob Cratchit's home. But it's not the same. What? Oh, why is it so quiet? So very quiet here.
Mother, please.
Oh, my son. My poor little babe. Tiny Tim. I loved him so.
Oh, Mother dear, you mustn't. It's almost time for Father to be home.
Yes, Martha. I mustn't let him see me crying.
He's late tonight.
I think he has walked a little slower than he used to these last few nights, Mother.
And yet, I've known him to walk very fast indeed with Tiny Tim on his shoulder.
As have I.
Me too.
So have I often.
But he was light to carry, and his father loved him so that it was no trouble. No trouble. Bob,
Good evening, my dear.
You're late, Bob.
Yes. I'm sorry, my dear. I went to the churchyard today. I wish you could have gone with me. It would have done your heart good to see how sweet and green the place is. But you'll see it often. I promised him. Yes, I promised Tiny Tim we'd walk there on a Sunday.
Father dear.
Oh, my son, my little son, Tiny Tim. And I loved him so.
Oh, that's cruel. Cruel. Spirit, can you give me one ray of hope that I may change all that? That Tiny Tim may live? Where are you taking me now? Here? On a common street? Spirit, what is there for me to learn here? Who are those people?
I don't know much about it. Either way, I don't even know he's dead.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
Why, I thought he'd never die. Why, what's the matter with him? I thought he'd never die.
Heaven knows.
What's he done with all of his money?
I haven't heard. All I know is that he hasn't left it to me.
It's likely to be a very cheap funeral, for upon my life, I don't know anybody to go to it. Suppose we could make up a party and volunteer.
I don't mind going if a lunch is provided.
Come to think of it, I bet I was his best friend.
What?
Well, we used to nod at each other, when we met in the street.
That's as good a friend as any he had.
Spirit, help me. Who is this man that has died? Is there no one to mourn the poor creature? Perhaps they'll give him a green grave at the least, like poor Tiny Tim.
But Scrooge found that he was no longer looking upon the two men, but was now in a low-browed beetling shop, where iron, old rags, bottles, bones, and greasy offal were brought and sold upon the floor. Within were piled up heaps of rusty keys, nails, chains, hinges, files, scales, weights, rags, and cast-offs of all kinds.
Why have you brought me here to such a place as this, Spirit?
But the spirit made no response. Sitting in among the wares on the floor of the shop by a charcoal stove made of old bricks was the proprietor, a gray-haired rascal named Joe. As Scrooge watched, a charwoman and a laundress entered.
You too,
looking for-
Mrs. Dilber? Every person has a right to take care of themselves.
A charwoman and laundress entered, looking to do business with Joe.
Come in, ladies. Well met.
You too, Mrs. Dilber? Well, every person has a right to take care of themselves. He always did.
True indeed, no man more so.
And who's the worse for the loss of a few things like these?
Not a dead man. If he wanted to keep him after he was dead, he should have been nicer in his lifetime.
If he had been, he'd have had someone to look after him while he was struck with death, instead of lying there, gasping out his last alone.
It's a judgment on him.
And it would have been a little heavier judgment if I could have laid my hands on anything else. Open the bundle, Joe, and tell me what you'll give for it.
Joe looked for the charwoman's bundle and assigned each item a value, which he totaled.
I always give too much of ladies. It's a weakness of mine, and that's the way of it. There's your account, and don't ask me for a penny more, or I'll take off half a crown.
And now undo my bundle, Joe.
What do you call this? Bed curtains? You don't mean to say you took them down, rings and all, with him laying there?
I did, and why not? I certainly won't hold back my hand when I can get anything by reaching for it for the sake of such a man as he was. I promise you, Joe.
Spirit, I see. The case of this unhappy man might be my own. My life tends that way now. Merciful heaven.
But the spirit made no answer, and the scene dissolved once more, to be replaced by an overgrown path, at the end of which stood an ominous iron gate. Beyond this, the spirit pointed.
Merciful heaven, a churchyard, overrun by grass and weeds. Desolate, lonely, crumbling gravestone. Spirit, before I draw nearer to that gravestone, answer me one question. Are these things that will be, or are they things that may be only? Please, will you not speak to me? What is that grave to which you point? I see it. There's writing on the stone. The name on the gravestone is Ebenezer Scrooge! Ebenezer Scrooge! Oh no, Spirit! No, hear me! I'm not the man I was. Why show me this if I'm past all hope? Tell me I can change these dreadful shadows you've shown me by altering my life. I'll honor Christmas in my heart. I'll try to keep it all year. I'll live in the past, the present, and the future, and I'll not shut out the lessons that they teach me. Tell me, Spirit. Oh, go on, tell me. Tell me that I can sponge away the writing on that stone. I beg you, Spirit. I beg you. Spirit, I promise on my knees, I promise I'll... Oh. Why? What's this? I'm in my own room, in my own bed. I'm home. And the sun is shining, it's clear, it's bright, no fog. What a beautiful day. Oh, glorious, glorious. Hey, boy.
Yes, sir?
What's today?
What's that, sir?
What's today, my fine fellow?
Why, it's Christmas Day, sir.
Christmas Day. Then I haven't missed it. The spirits have done it all in one night. Heaven be praised.
What's that, sir?
Listen, my lad. You know where the poulterer is in the next street?
I should say I do.
Ha! An intelligent boy. A remarkable boy. Tell me, do you know if they've sold the prize turkey that was hanging in the window?
The one as big as me.
A delightful boy. It's a pleasure to talk to you. Yes, my buck.
It's hanging there now, sir.
That's wonderful. Go down there, will ya? And tell him to send it to Bob Cratchit and his family on Broad Street. And mind you, they're not to know who paid for it. Go along, hurry. Hurry, my lad. Here, wait a minute. Here's half a crown for your trouble.
Thank you, sir. Merry Christmas, sir.
And a Merry Christmas to you, my boy. Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm as light as a feather, as happy as an angel. I'm as merry as a schoolboy. Merry Christmas! A Merry Christmas to everybody, and a Happy New Year to all the world. Woohoo! My dear sirs, how do you do?
I beg your pardon?
Well, you sirs, aren't you the gentleman who came to my office in regards to that charity?
Why, yes, sir.
A Merry Christmas to you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Allow me to ask pardon, and will you have the goodness to accept, I prefer to whisper this,
What? But Lord bless me. My dear Mr. Scrooge, are you serious?
and not a farthing less. Oh, how good it feels to give. And a great many back payments are included in it, I assure you.
Well, my dear, wait. We will. We will indeed.
You don't have to say anything. Please, come and see me. Will you come and see me?
We will.
Thank you. I'm much obliged to you. I thank you 50 times. Bless you. Merry Christmas.
Next morning, Scrooge was early at his office.
No. Hear me. I'm not the man I once was.
Next morning, Scrooge was early at his office. He went early for a reason. If he could only be there first and catch Bob Cratchit coming late, that was the thing he'd set his heart upon, and he did it.
The clock struck 9.
No Bob.
1:15.
No Bob.
Scrooge sat with his door wide open that he might see him come in.
At last, he came. Bob's hat was off before he opened the door. His comforter, too.
He was on his stool in a jiffy, driving away with his pen, as if he were trying to overtake 9 o'clock.
15 and 21, 6 and carry the 1, 24 and carry the 2, 31 and...
Hello, you Cratchit.
Yes, sir.
Step this way, Cratchit, if you please.
Why, I am very sorry, sir. I am behind my time.
You are. Yes, I think you are.
Oh, it's only once a year. Mr. Scrooge, it shall not be repeated. I was making rather merry yesterday, sir.
I'll tell you what, my friend. I'll not stand for this sort of thing any longer. And therefore, Bob Cratchit, I'm about to raise your salary.
Oh, please, Mr. Scrooge. Mr. Scrooge, are you quite yourself, sir?
No, no, thank heaven, I'm not quite myself. Merry Christmas, Bob. Merry Christmas, my good fellow. A Merry Christmas than I've given you in many a year. I shall raise your salary, and we'll see what we can do for Tiny Tim and the rest of your family, huh? Bob, make up the fire. Make it up and buy another cool scuttle before you dot another I, Bob Cratchit.
Scrooge was better than his word.
He did it all and infinitely more.
To Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was a second father.
He became as good a friend, as good a master, and as good a man as the good old city knew, or any other good old city, town, or borough in the good old world.
Some people laughed to see the alteration in him, but he let them laugh, and little heeded them. His own heart laughed. That was quite enough for him.
He had no further adventurous spirits, and it was ever after said of him that he, of any man alive, knew how to keep Christmas well.
May that be truly said of us, all of us. And so, as Tiny Tim observed,
God bless us, everyone.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing.
ladies and gentlemen, we hope you have enjoyed this evening's live Christmas broadcast of A Christmas Carol. Let's hear it for Thomas Tidwell's Traveling Theater Troupe and the students of Franklin High.
And finally, ladies and gentlemen, while we wish you a Merry Christmas, we can't help thinking that in many parts of the world, the spirit of goodwill towards men has been made a sham and a mockery.
To our men in uniform all over the world, we send our prayers and our thanks for what they are doing to restore faith and decency to our world. To them, we say thank you and God bless you. And we hope and pray that when next Christmas comes, there really will be peace on earth.
From all of us, to all of you, all over the world.
Merry Christmas!
That's a wrap. Everyone, well done.
All I ever do around here is clean up after other people. I'll be here all night at this rate.
Mr. Nelson,
Oh, now what?
Merry Christmas.
What?
Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas, Nelson.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Nelson. Thank you for all you do.
Merry Christmas.
Yes,
You're not so bad. Merry Christmas.
Merry
Well,
Christmas.
Bah, humbug.
Oh,